Welcome to Van Live with the Vankookz, the place where we share our favorite slice of van life, the community. So we're bringing on today some of our favorite van lifers and international travel companions, Chris and Taylor from Adventure Allens, and they're authors of the book So You Want to Live in a Van, targeted at all you kooks that want to get into van life. Yeah, it's packed with great tips and things about and things to think about, and it's sprinkled with so much philosophical like gems, guys. So let's get into it.
Yeah, and before we get into it, we got some viewers in the house. So thanks for coming in. I know it's Sunday night. We're competing with the NFL and all that other nonsense, but the three people are here. Pat yourself on the back. You're the smartest people in the room. You made it to the Vankookz live stream. You're doing big things. So I think Danny pretty much gave them a pretty nice intro. But yeah, the Adventure Allens, some great friends, some of the first people we met when we made it to San Diego. So let's bring them on board. Want to do it?
Yeah.
Hello,
Hey, Chris.
what's going on, world?
What's up? Look at you guys in your swag. I love it.
Oh yeah, thank you. You know, you can find this at adventureallens.com. You know, it's merch.
Buy that merch.
Buy that merch.
Yeah, you have a cute crop top I'm eyeing.
Yeah, look at that merch,
Oh yeah,
man.
Thank you.
You guys
crop
got a
top
cool
gets my
little,
balls.
logo. I love this Stay Trill, Chase Thrills.
Oh
It
yeah,
looks great,
live by it
guys.
every day.
You guys got some cool swag in there. You got the shop. I like these champion jackets, man. Pretty fresh.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
guys, thanks for coming on. I guess the main thing we want to talk about today is this feature here, your ebook, and you can get it at
yeah,
adventureallens.com. So you want to live in a van, right?
yeah.
A book
You know who
targeted
took that photo, the cover of the book, right?
Oh yeah, I do recognize that one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are just cropped out. You guys are about to go on a kayaking adventure in that picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
what
got-
an adventure
yeah,
it
you guys
was.
inspired us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inspired us.
But yes, I love the title and I love the description. A book targeted to dreamers and spectators curious about life on the road, but don't know where to start. So with that being said, like, where did you guys start this adventure?
We started.
We started on a boat in San Diego, trying to live pretty close to rent free as we could get. It was
Yeah.
like $400 a month, but we weren't supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
So we bought a van to like split up our time, and we ended up liking it. And here we are, what, almost 2.5 years later?
Oh no, past 2.5
Three?
years. Yeah, 3. This is
3 years we've had the van.
yeah. This is yeah. Over 3.5 years.
But we started with like no electricity, like
Mhm.
no lights. We didn't cook in the van at first.
Yeah.
Our fridge was run off of a block of ice. We put a block of ice to keep everything cold. You know, real
Yeah.
simple.
Mhm.
Real primitive. Just the essentials that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
it,
was the-
we yeah.
So what
I'm
what's
sorry,
the
you go
yacht
ahead.
life all about?
Oh, it's like I don't know. I've never been in a fifth wheel, but it was just like for me. I felt like it was just like being in a bigger rig that was, instead of it being parked on the street, it was just like on some water. That's how it was for us because one of the engines was blown. So it was a yacht, and we got it half off because one of the engines were blown. So we never took it out or anything like that. And yeah, like Taylor said, like we weren't really supposed to be living on the boat. So like what would happen was the marina manager would just walk up to me. He'd be like, "Hey, you coming in the middle of the night? I see you on the system fobbing in. Like, what are you doing?" And I used to just say that I was cleaning it for like months. Like I just be like, "Oh, I'm cleaning it." Like I was like keep it clean, man. Like, so I look at Taylor like a couple months in, and I'm like this is not sustainable. Like, we need something, and that's when we end up getting a van. Yeah.
We know a couple van lifers. You guys know them as well. I think Phil and Emily. They did the yacht life too, and that was like, whoa, like van life hack. Like, that was the coolest thing I'd ever heard. Like, living, like, because they use the parking spot and use the key fob, like you said, to take showers. It's like such a legit like hack too. But they were always kind of worried that they were like gonna get caught living on it too.
Yeah, and they had prime waterfront real estate out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's honestly, it's the best of both worlds. There's no better place to be in the summertime. No worse place to be in the wintertime. So
yeah, definitely by the water.
We miss the San Diego lifestyle, but you get sucked into that one pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable, San Diego. That's crazy.
It's fun for a bit, but Danny says Baja's the new San Diego. So
yeah, I tell people all the time. I'm like, you can get more from a Dollar Tree in another state than California. Like, that's just like, oh no, it's just so expensive. Like,
yeah, your dollar goes further somewhere else.
Yeah,
California's like deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really liked in your book you mentioned to like, what is your why? And I loved how you said ask this deeply. And I take that as like there are no superficial answers here, because van life ain't no joke. You know, Lee, you're here even when you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Van life is no joke.
So what is your why? Yeah.
Oh, our why is easy. It's freedom. Like, for sure. It is to be able to have the ability to just the mobility, you know, the independence when it comes to like resources, you know, just is we don't have an electric bill being in the van. Like, that's one thing that when we were renting an apartment for like eight months, you know, like we had to pay an electric bill. I was like, yo, this kind of sucks. Like, I'm so like, the sun's right there. But yeah, that's my why for sure.
Yeah, the freedom, and then being able to see parts of the country I would never see flying, because all the little places in between is like really what makes it perfect. Like, it sounds cliche, but being able to like enjoy the journey.
Yeah, definitely.
Smell the roses.
So did van life choose you pretty much, it sounds like?
Oh yeah, van life chose us. We didn't know it was a thing, you know, because I don't know if you guys know, but you were the first like van lifers we met. Like
full time, like other vanners that we had actually talked to.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, oh, we live full time. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
we can do that?
Yeah, you guys definitely inspired us. And I was like, what? Like, you guys, like, I remember the craziest thing when I asked you all, like, where you all from? And you was like, New Mexico, but we haven't been there in a while, so I wouldn't say that we're like really from there right now. And I was just like, whoa, like, yeah. I was like, that's freedom. Like, that's freedom. So
that's so awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. That's cool. I remember you guys pulling up, and you guys were some of the first van lifers that we like met and connected with too. So
yeah.
I told Danny, I was like, I think we met them because they came to the San Diego van meetup. Yeah. And they were like the only people who like built their own van, but a select handful at the beginning days. It was like just all these super nice rigs over there, and it was kind of like, oh look, someone else who looks like they bought a used van and built it. We like ran over there. We literally like ran over there. It was like me and Phil were like, wow, other van lifers that aren't millionaires. Like,
yeah. I remember Phil was like, hey, I see you guys all the time. And I was like, oh snap, we've been spotted. Like, I was just like,
he's like, I saw you on my spot because I'm at the same marina.
We've been compromised.
Yeah.
All right, so you chose van life, or it chose you, and you guys got into it, and you were probably thinking like what we thought when we first got the van. We were like, man, what did we get ourselves into? You guys said in the book you had no building experience. Like, are we talking zero? Like no IKEA or
Yeah, like
anything?
IKEA,
for me, no. Her, yeah,
like
like
I'm
Wow.
into DIY, like different
yeah,
DIY tasks, but like no building at all.
yeah. I have no background in construction at all. Yeah, it was. But honestly, when I met you all and like you're like, yo, like we built this like ourselves, and I was like, what? Like people do that? Like that's possible? And then you guys were like, yeah, just some YouTube videos, and then like you all had your own YouTube channel, and after just like, we didn't build our van when we first got it, but then after as time progressed, and we were like, all right, let's take this risk, like let's step out and like do something we haven't have ever done before, and just watch a bunch of YouTube videos and go from there.
Yeah, and then I asked
Yeah.
my granddad to help out, and he had never he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he was like a construction. He was like an architect in the Navy, like for like construction, and we would be like, oh yeah, we want a couch that turns into a bed, and he would look at us and be like, what? Like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I know how to make a bed and I know how to make a couch, so we're gonna work on that. And then we ended up like we would just show him like videos of somebody like making it, and he'd be like, oh, okay, all right, we'll try. And yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that happened with us too. Like I would tell my uncle, I was trying to get like both my uncles because they both do construction, like, please help. And they're both like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know how you're gonna get like this and like put your pipes in there. What,
Yeah.
So we just had it was our own journey, that we had to figure out on our own. And the DIY is never done, right? You
Oh
guys had
yeah,
a couple
never.
remodels, so you guys
Yeah, for sure.
happy with your layout now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, this is the best layout yet. So at least there's
This one was
there's
inspired
that.
by Rude Boy when we saw Rude Boy's layout. Like when I saw
Okay.
Right?
Reed's like couch, I was like, yo, you just open the door and you have the
And you're
view.
chilling.
I was like,
Yeah.
I told Taylor, I want that. Like it's just yeah.
And then
Yeah, we
it
built
almost looks like a truck camper because it's like all the way. It's just a long hallway,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much a hallway.
Yeah, we liked Rude Boys so much too that we built our other van that we sold like that. We're like, well, let's try
Yeah.
and do this layout.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
best way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you also said in the book, once you got into the van, the quality of life like vastly increased. Like, what does that kind of mean from the boat? Like just the differences of how it increased the quality of life there.
Oh well, it was more so just like when you invest in something like in your tiny home, like whether it's like a boat or a van, like whenever we like invested and like bought something, like when we bought like solar panels, we were like, oh, like this is not even that, but more solar panels, like when we bought a solar generator, because I was able to just plug it up like at work or wherever and stuff, and I was like, yo, like this really improved our life. Like we don't have to go get ice, we don't have to like drain the fridge or like the cooler type thing. And yeah, I was like, yo, we get to run fans inside, like there aren't these little rechargeable batteries or whatever. So yeah, it was a huge upgrade. That was cool.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade.
Okay. Oh yeah. Another point. Sorry, guys. Another point. You guys just have so many good gems that you guys like little like mottos that you could live by, like sprinkled throughout your book. So I'm gonna be quoting a lot of them.
Okay, for sure. Go for it.
Yeah. I love how you guys said we feel like everyone deserves to have this experience, and I love that because I feel like as van lifers, you feel like you got the cheat code to life or something, and you just want to share it with everyone. And I love how
Yeah.
you guys like are on a path to doing that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And what about the experience you guys like motivates you to want to share it with people?
It's just
Like the freedom and
the freedom and just the the way the mindset is just so completely different than people that like live in homes. It's you're more appreciative. Days you value days more. Because sometimes you have to work for what you want. Like to cook, you might have to rearrange and move stuff, or like to set up the bed, you might have to
yeah.
commit to it. But to be able to sit in the hammock or hang out with the dogs, go on off leash walks with the dogs and nobody is around, like that's priceless. And
Yeah.
the dogs love it. Like Chief went on a 6 mile bike ride the other day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
yeah,
always say if I came back as like something else, I'd want to come back as like a van life dog because they get to go everywhere with their owners, you know?
Yeah.
They get like the leftovers, like clean my plate, you know?
Yeah.
Look at these guys.
Yeah, Storm.
There's a video on our Instagram of Chief running like off leash on a bicycle. Yeah, it's like if you right there. Like that's a good one to watch. He just rips it. Yeah, it's if you want to watch it, and it's some commentary in there from me as well. So I'd recommend you just go check it out on the Instagram page.
Bro, I can't believe you can even keep up with
I
that
know,
guy,
right?
bro. If I had
Oh, I'm
one
on a
day with,
bicycle. I'm not running. I do
I
not
know,
walk
but
this
still,
dude. Yeah.
I've seen Chief's energy levels. Look at him here. He's all.
Now he has a partner in crime,
Ah,
Storm.
yeah. Big
Oh, he
energy.
loves Storm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they love each other for sure.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna move on to the questions before I get too off target.
Okay.
So you guys say budget is everything, and I couldn't agree more. We just put out a video all about how to build a van for a budget, but just kind of what were some of your kind of DIY hacks that you kind of found to meet your budget? Because I know it can so easily get out of hand when you're building these vans.
Tools.
yeah,
Craigslist. Tools.
Ooh, priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
tons of people selling tools that like they're like, oh, I don't need this anymore, and then they'll give you like extra blades sometimes, or they'll be like, hey, do you want this other tool for like $10 more? They're like, sure, pretty much. And then going on the Craigslist free stuff, because it's a lot of like wood for free
Yeah.
in some areas.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I was able to get like a big old like some guy made a box, like a 10 by 10 box. And he was like, it was like broken down. He sold it for like $75. I was like, dude, I'll take all. It was like plywood, 2x4s. I was like, I'll take all that shit, man.
Yeah. We were pretty savvy with like collecting a whole bunch of stuff people didn't want either to stay within the budget.
Yeah.
And DIY like saves the budget. If you do it yourself, you're going to save so much money on the van build.
Oh, that
And
labor aspect.
yeah. And you also had another quote time. you had an amazing quote about like it being a liberating experience to be able to construct your own tiny home on wheels. And I love that because I always tell people how empowered I felt like after I built the van. Like I had never picked up a power tool. And after I built the van, I like learned how to weld. I learned how to do all kinds of things I never thought I would do in my entire lifetime, And I feel like that's a big thing in life. It's like a life skill that you don't want to trade in your money for to like save your time in learning the skills to like build your shelter. That's like the first thing that you need.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I just love that quote. I'm just gonna be quotey over here. And you guys should check out their book, adventureallens.com. Check it out. It's got some gems.
But yeah, I mean, how did it feel? You were done with the van, you did it all yourself. I mean, it's got to feel pretty good, right? You've never done anything. Like, what is that feeling all about?
I mean, we would sit in it for like hours. After we were done with it, we would just sit in it, like still parked. Like we weren't anywhere else. We were just be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
We invited a
Yeah.
friend to come over, and we were like, and he sat in it with us and like watched the Vanlife YouTube video and like got the experience. And he was like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Yeah.
It was cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally what we did. We sat in there and envisioned all the adventures we'd be taking naps from.
Yeah, and what I like about you guys too is you guys are like us. Like I mean, we've hung out with you guys a lot, and like we don't have these like gender roles where the man is supposed to like build the van and the woman's supposed to cook. Like we're like, no, we're
It's a team.
it's a team, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we'll
Get
talk
things
about
done faster
that
as a
soon.
team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, your guys' guide, man, it's legit, it's packed, it's got tons of stuff. You guys got the pros and cons, like kind of how you listed it out. You have tons of stuff on parking, and I definitely take y'all's advice because you know you lived in San Diego in the van, and you guys just kind of know how to navigate that city life. You got
Yeah.
campsites, electrical systems. My favorite though was the safety. Chris says you got to have the 3 forms of self-defense, and
We can vouch for
we
that.
can vouch. Like,
We came unprepared
yeah,
and Chris is
it was.
prepared.
I was literally reading it, and I was like, mace, machete. I was like, huh. Then I saw the photo, and I was like, oh. But yeah, this guy, man, it was like Billy Madison. We ran into some trouble in Baja. And I was like, glad we brought that dude. But yeah, just like you were in the military, I mean, I enjoyed your safety section. Just kind of break down like how you take safety a little more serious than most van lifers and why.
I probably have to say it's from my background. Before we moved onto the boat, like I was in the Navy as a naval air crewman. So basically, that's like a rescue swimmer and a helicopter door gunner. So we did a lot of practicing, like in certain troops across enemy lines and stuff like that. And, just very tactical base discipline. So being in a small space, and I was just creativity, and we also like I've been to like prisoner of war training, so where we had to like live out in the woods, and we actually had to be like captured for a while and live life as a prisoner. So all that training
Damn.
and to put that into the van. Yeah, I was just like, yo, everybody just needs at least like 3 different forms of self-defense, like because you can't be prepared for everything, but you definitely want to just have some kind of like wholesome like base, like when it hits the fan and it starts to smell funny, you want to be able to be like, okay, like yeah.
What are my options?
What's your
Yeah.
go-to self-defense in the van?
Oh, my go-to for the self-defense in the van, my most recommended self-defense uh thing in the van is some kind of like long, like it doesn't necessarily I personally, in a perfect world, I was thinking of like in the most vulnerable scenario, you're like laying in bed completely down and you hear like somebody about to come into the van. So you would want something that would keep space in between you and the intruder, but also you want the intruder to like stay away. So I was like a spear or like a hiking stick, like something you can just be like, get out. You can just like poke him like right in the face or hit him right in the face or something like that. That is
Yeah.
that's my number one. But probably for solo females, I would probably
I have
say like a
wasp spray.
wasp spray or
We
some
have
kind of like
a
stun
Ooh,
we
gun.
have an air
wasp spray
horn.
so far away. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have an air horn in here. What else? I have a
We,
little, because I have pockets on my leggings. Whenever I walk the dogs, I carry like a knife just in case.
yeah,
You never
yeah.
know what's out there.
yeah.
So just in case you have to jab somebody or like pepper spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Yeah. What do we have?
We have the bear spray pretty close in 2 different places. Like, I wouldn't want to spray it, but
Yeah.
I feel like it might hurt me too.
I know.
But like, that's our only defense I feel like we have right now. We're getting more. We have
machetes from Walmart too.
Yeah, go to Walmart's camping section, and there's like a lot of like machetes and axes, because you want something that if you can't use a stick, you want something that, you know, a machete long distance in between an axe, like you can just throw it if you wanted to. Wasp spray is the same ingredients as bear spray, but one's $50 and one's $5. So you just go, you go with that, and
steel sprays far.
Yeah, steel sprays far.
Yeah.
And then we have the dogs.
Yeah,
too,
we have dogs aside from children. So that's
yeah, and Chief would protect you guys. I know that.
Oh, you haven't met Storm yet. Storm is she
even more.
Yeah, she starts gargling mouthwash as soon as anybody like steps close to the
Chief
van.
no longer barks when people walk up anymore. He's like, Storm.
Storm's got it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's the ultimate form of defense. Is I think for like solo female van lifers, I think probably having a dog makes them feel more comfortable. You know?
Yeah, because they can hear and smell before I can. Because Storm will bark at a car like half a mile away.
Yeah.
And like if somebody coughs at the next campsite, like Storm will.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Nice. It's like a little ring system. It's like you don't.
Oh
need
yeah,
ring.
yeah. It's way better than ring. It's
That's funny.
Yeah, dogs. Yeah, that's a great thing for the dogs. Like no one's coming in.
Yeah.
I remember even in Mexico, everyone would see Chief and they'd be like, no, like, adios.
That used to be the funniest thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. I think they have a thing with like all the dogs roam free, you know, and so I think they think if it's like leashed, it's like a guard dog or something, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely what it is. There's people thought we were just walking down the street with a gun in Baja. They were looking at Chief like he was
you're like
tank.
Yeah, like it was a gun or something. You're like, no, he's just a dog.
Yeah.
He'll lick you to death.
Yeah. He's not a weapon of mass destruction. He's just a excited puppy.
Living apartment.
So yeah, you guys also addressed the living with partners, and you guys have been married for what, about 3 years or so?
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you guys make it work? Small space. Let's hear the advice.
Communication. Step one. Honesty. 2. Say exactly what you mean.
Number 2.
Yeah.
And mean it. And then being able to have like an outdoor rug so it creates a second room.
Oh yeah.
And then scheduling time outside of the van. I don't know. Chris will work out and then he has to shower, but I'm in the van, so like we're technically apart.
Yeah.
Like he's outside of the van. So
I spend a lot of time outside the van. It makes it super easy for us because I'm like, I like to exercise. I don't want to just like sit in a chair. I'd rather lay in the hammock. And then by the time I like mess with the dogs, I'm like, oh, it's been like 6 hours. Like, all right, cool. Like,
and then we ride bikes with the dogs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
and then
one last thing. Curtains. If you put curtains in van life, is like a wall in a house. Like, you know, you could just put a curtain. Like in our first build, like we literally put like a strip of Velcro like across the middle, like right in the middle. I think we measured out the van, like we just put it right in the middle, and then we would just put a curtain up. I think on maybe like Sundays or something like that. We would for like 4 or 5 hours, like it'd just be up, and I'd be on one side and she'd be on the other side, and
Yeah. I liked how you guys mentioned the me time.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was like, what did they call it?
Yeah, they call it me time.
Some me time.
The scheduled me time. Yeah, that must be the secret to success.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have like our front cabin magnet like area, like you said, a little screen or whatever, like a sheet basically, and I separate over there and I just read my book early in the morning if Kevin wants to like sleep in. So yeah,
Nice.
we have some spaces like that too.
That's
Totally.
cool.
Yeah.
The me time. Well, it's all about me. So, Danny has to always be. I don't know.
Yeah, I got some nice new noise canceling headphones
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So I'm like,
She's always like, "What are you even saying?"
I'm like, are you
And I'm
talking to
like,
me?
I have
Like,
noise canceling headphones too.
Yeah, gotta love boundaries, right? You gotta love boundaries.
I gotta study sometimes.
kind of like what you said the other day. You said something about Taylor's the boss and I'm just here. I don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
what it was.
yeah. I definitely just work for the company, and Taylor owns the company, so yeah, for sure, for sure.
That's
Oh
funny.
God, that's great. So then also, I mean, you guys have the 2 dogs. Like, how is it sharing the space with the dogs? Any like tips on that? Because I know the dogs can be pretty full on in the van when you got small space and some excited dogs.
Tire them out, because a tired dog is a good dog. And
Yeah.
they don't, and most of the time if we're like at a campsite and weather permits, we let them be outside. We set up like a rug for them, their bed, and they get to lay in the sun.
Yeah, they got their own tent
Um,
too. Like it's a little
Oh,
3-sided tent.
yeah.
So
But
yeah,
designated spaces for them, like their own bed, so they know where to go,
yeah.
where not to go. So, and they, I don't know, Chief grew up in the van, so
hmm
it's always been perfect with Chief, and then he just showed Storm. So
Yeah. I guess I'd recommend like if you have a dog and you're like, yeah, like what do I do? Like definitely like have a bed for them that's somewhere near your bed, but not unless you want them to sleep in your bed, then you can. Nothing against that. And then for us, I know for me personally, I know it's imperative that they just have like, a nice comfortable outside space. So when we camp, we can just like set up. We go. I call it doors open when you can just open the door and live in your van, and it's not like a problem for anybody. So yeah.
and then
we got
dog
a
toys.
No, wait,
question.
that was one of my
Oh,
questions for you was like, what do you got next? But I guess doors open is the thing. We have like so
hmm
much of your language that we use on the daily, like drive ready, like have your van
Yeah.
ready to drive, and the
hmm
Zon for Amazon. And now we have a new one. T-Mobile is terrible mobile. I love that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
but while we're on the dog topic, Steven in the live chat says, when you're stealth camping, have the dogs ever given you away when people come around or cops or anything like that?
Um. With Chief, no, but
We we
Chief's not a
we saw
barker.
urban dwelling because we know Storm.
Yeah,
It was
after our Baja trip with you guys, we were like, yo, like if stealth camping is an emergency. So, but I feel like Storm would kind of give us away if we were trying to stealth camp. If you have a protective dog that like is basically like a motion detector, like if they detect motion outside the immediate van, like it's really not gonna work for you in that space unless your dog is already tired and sleep. To answer this
but
question.
Chief, I've knocked on the door, banged on the door because I thought Chris was inside, and Chief didn't say a word. Like made no noise, didn't get out. Like
Yeah.
he was just like looking at me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, Chief's not. Yeah, Chief's a really good city dog. Like I don't know, because like what happened in Lake Tahoe. Ironically, it's nothing about a city, but a bear pushed up against the van. Like just walk. A bear was like walking by. It was like dumpster diving, and it brushed up against our van, and like
And the
the
van
whole van
shook.
shook. And
Oh
Chief didn't say a word. He was just like he looked at us like, yeah, you move. Like
The earthquake?
yeah. Yeah, he tilted his
Oh,
head just like that. Yep, just like that. Like what?
He's like, why you
that's
guys up?
scary with the I was never scared of bears and being in the van because I was like, I don't have any windows, whatever. And then someone told me to Google like bear damages to vehicles, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared after I saw all those
Yeah.
pictures. So I'm so glad you guys just brushed with that bear and it moved on. But okay, so one last quote from you guys' great book.
I'm sure it's not the
No,
last.
keep going. Like we'll answer them all. Like, you know, we want everybody. We want the information to be out there for everybody. So
Right? Okay, so you said the journey with your van is like running a marathon while being in a boxing match at the same time. You have to roll with the punches while maintaining forward momentum. I love that because like owning a van is so up and down. It's such a roller coaster.
yeah.
I'm sure you guys have your own stories as to rolling with the punches with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I realized that pretty early into the van, maybe like probably like 3 months into the van. Like, you know, our engine blew up. It was just driving up the hill, and it was this loud like bang, and oil just
Didn't
dripping
that happen when
down.
you were rebuilding too? Was that the
We
same?
weren't
I
we
remember you
weren't
had
rebuilding
something
the
happen.
van. Like I was recently recovering from my motorcycle accident. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. But yeah, and I remember when that happened, I was like, whoa, and kind of just, you know, one thing I really could do was just breathe. You know, I contacted like one of my friends back home, like to like let him know what was going on, but he really didn't understand because like he lived in the house, and he was like, oh, so your car like messed up and you like live in the back of your car, and like I don't know what you gonna do, man. Like just like kind of like little to no help, and but you know, just literally rolling with the punches, and out of despair, just asking the tow truck driver, like I was like, yo, do you know any like affordable mechanics for like an engine replacement? And you know, out of nowhere, he was like, yeah, actually I know a guy who's pretty cheap, like he can do it. And it took the guy like a month, but you know, we ended up getting a replaced engine. This so far has not blown up. We've driven it over
To
we've driven it
Baja.
over. Yeah, we've driven it to Baja and back. Like, you know, it was all for like $3,500. So yeah, it
Oh
was.
We were
wow.
like afraid of the
Yeah,
engine replacement because like we looked up somebody and they said, oh, what did they say, like 8 to 10,000?
yeah.
And we were
Our
like,
first quote
what?
was like 8,000. Second quote was 10,000, and we like
Jeez.
tow truck drivers like, yeah, I know somebody for 3,500. I'm like, bro, what do I have to do? When can you take me? Like, yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's so amazing.
Mhm.
Because they are, like you said, like maybe 8 to 13,000 or something. You know.
Yeah.
You guys have done quite a bit of work to the van, right? You got some other stuff fixed on it, but
Oh yeah,
it's been
I like to call it a fully restored T1N is what I like to call it.
Piece by
Uh,
piece.
yeah. So tires, brakes, alternator, battery, transmission,
Motor mount.
motor mounts,
Motor mounts in Mexico.
motor mounts in Mexico. Get your van
that's
Oh
done in
right.
yeah,
Mexico by a specialist. It's
Yeah.
it's
cheaper.
the best there.
Yeah.
They were so cool. They didn't even like charge either of us to get like a diagnostic thing going.
Oh yeah, the best.
And they told us that we could wait. I was like, thanks for being
Yeah, that
honest.
mechanic was great, dude. I
Yeah.
was so
Yeah,
glad
and
we found it.
I was able to take a shower there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I remember
that's
they had
right.
that little side bathroom. Nice.
Mhm.
It had been a while, I think, for all of us. That was like the longest I have gone without showering. And I don't know why. I guess because the beach was there. But
Yeah, you had this.
City
You had this.
dwelling when we were living in
Yeah.
the Honda parking lot, Honda and CC's Pizza.
We had solar showers because we was able to fill up at the clutch thing was we're able to go to the gas station. Every time we got gas, we were able to just fill on solar shower water from the little tire air and water
Yeah,
pump.
like that's a hack. Fill up your solar shower at the gas station.
Yeah, water's
yeah,
free basically everywhere.
Yeah.
Matt and
No.
Erica, the van.
yeah.
So, we're gonna move on. You guys had some more stuff in there. This was like one of the best things I really take away from the book was you had a quote. We're gonna quote these guys all night, guys. We got some questions first. So we got Dave Williams says, "What's the average van build cost?"
How much? Yeah, you guys have done a couple of yours, so.
Yeah, the first one, we only did one build, and then like the second one was more so like a renovation, because really we just like repainted, and then like we switched the kitchen and the bedroom. So we didn't build anything new per se, and then a lot of the wood was already just reclaimed. We're pretty good like scavenging wood.
Yeah, there's small cuts in a van. You could get away with using so much scrap wood that someone would throw away.
Yeah, like this renovation that we did, like we only spent like $600, but but the first like rebuild, we spent, because we bought a lot of wood from just Home Depot. Like, we didn't know about like go find cheap wood somewhere, but we spent like $1,200 on just wood alone, like at Home Depot. I remember that was like the biggest purchase.
I would say it's about 5,000 and up for a larger van, because you got to get those components, and you're not going to escape these batteries and the stuff's expensive. Like even if you try to go cheap, we tried to go cheap on the VW, and it was still about $800, $700 for the electrical system. So, and if you're going to build out a Sprinter, I'd say about 500. We built that VW for 2,500. So
that's with the fridge and.
Yeah. So it kind of depends, but it's anywhere from basically $2,000 to, you can max these things out, dude.
Yeah.
You can use the government military budget on a van. And then Stevens wants to hear the story of the roof racks, because I mean, that guy should get one of these racks on his van.
Yeah, Steven.
So basically what happened is, lots of people have.
Yeah. It's been cool to see. We have a lot of twins out there. We're multiplying our rack.
Yeah, so we were all kind of like scrambling like mad, both me, us, and you guys, to find the best rack builder in La Paz. And these guys actually got a really nice aluminum ladder built, and it was really good job. Like, I think they did an amazing job. It was just expensive because of the material and the labor, but then we found the muffler shop, and it was on after that. I mean,
we had to use Google Translate the whole time, but
but we both paid like under $700 or so for those racks. I can bring up a picture of y'all's. But yeah, so you can see it had this really nice ladder. They got an aluminum ladder fabricated at first, and the guy did a killer job. And then the muffler shop guys, they came in for the deals.
Yeah, you guys got to go second. I like the height of your guys's. Like, ours is a little tall, but I mean, we maxed it out now, so it worked out.
Yeah, you guys more tough. That's it. Yeah. You guys got to go second. So anyone goes to Mexico and gets a rack built with their friends, be second in line.
They're like, exactly like that, but smaller.
Everything you do with theirs, but not that, and not that. And they're like, oh, okay, all the shitty stuff we don't do. And I'm like,
yeah, you guys look nice.
Thank you.
Matt's asking.
We wouldn't have got it without you guys, though, for sure.
Yeah, but I think we all kind of did it together because we were very motivated to get these racks built. That was like, we both said like, I want a rack. I was like, me too.
Like, we need a roof rack.
Yeah, I crossed the border. Like, I heard it's a rumor, like you can get a rack done for like a third of the price. And I was like all about it. I was like, yo, like,
I think I saw like Eamon and Beck got one, and then like we went to that dude's shop,
and it was Holy Week or something. So we're like, whatever.
It was expensive too. So then we just like we met those guys that could speak English, and it was like pretty much on from there. But yeah, it was fun being at the shop. These guys know Google Translate. If you're going to Baja, we didn't really cover that last time, but man, that app is amazing.
Yes.
We got Lee in the house, and then we got Matt Bolton. Matt Bolton asked, did you have to replace the muffler? Ours is all rusty. It came from Chicago.
No, we have not had to replace the muffler, but we have done rust repair. And so far, what's worked best for us was if you go to AutoZone, they sell this Rust-Oleum, like liquid rust gel repair, and you rinse off the rusted metal, you spray the Rust-Oleum, you wait like 30 minutes or an hour, and it just eats away at the rust, and then you just rinse it off, and you're done. So you can just do it with your muffler if it's got rust on it.
All right.
Oh yeah, nice. I didn't even know that existed.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's sweet. That would have saved me some elbow grease.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump back to a few more things in the guide.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Lee chiming in, but we'll get to that in a sec. So you said the van life community is a community with an acceptance level because of the amount of relatability in living in a vehicle. It doesn't matter what your skin color is for most van dwellers. If you see somebody else on the road, we all acknowledge each other by waving or showing the peace sign. Like, very well put, and I couldn't agree more. It's like we're all in this van life together. And yeah, like, I mean,
I think you're like instant friends when you meet people. You're like, hey, we have vans. Like, we go through the same daily struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody, like, I like to say, you know, one of the meetups I went to before, I was just so hyped because I was like, yo, screw rent, screw rent, screw rent. like everybody was on that level, so it was cool to be on that way with a lot of people. So
yeah, and you had this section in there. You didn't really say much on it, so I kind of wanted to bring it up here. You had a chapter titled, and it said the fear associated with the outdoors in the African American community, and I just was kind of curious about if you could have any more input on what the fear is kind of in the community. I'm just interested in
the perspective
because I feel like you said it, but you didn't go over it that well, and I'm really interested in kind of the perspective.
Oh, yeah, I guess we didn't go too much into detail about that, but it's just because of lack of representation. You know, it's just if you don't see a lot of people doing it, then you know it's going to be a very foreign activity, and so I feel like that's how it is with the outdoors. In our community, growing up back home, like I never went camping before. Like people be like going camping, like go in the woods, like back home, like that's really not desert. Yo, you don't want to do that. Like somebody to go off and kill you or whatever. So like
It's like the fear of like racism and like growing up in the South and like I run into a meeting.
Yeah.
In the woods, and then it's like people see us camping like middle of nowhere, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is a predominantly, I guess, most people are, like you said in the book, like white, in shape, and fairly well off. Like everyone we meet is like from the suburbs. I'm like, oh, cool. Like. But yeah, thanks for clearing that up. I mean, everyone has a fear of the outdoors. I mean, shit. It's like when you're living in a house, you're so comfortable. It's like terrifying to think you're gonna go outside and
be comfortable.
Yeah, you think you're gonna get axe murdered. I mean, I think that's a lot of people think like that we're always like threatened. I'm like, it's safe as long as you got your wasp spray.
Yeah. And then more likely than not, like somebody's walking up on you. But we have motion sensor lights. So if somebody walks up on the van, we have visuals, like we're making eye contact. So
Yeah,
that
you will
helps.
illuminate.
I love that. It's like being at your house. You have the motion detected lights at night by your house. It's like your house, you know. You have motion
Yeah.
detected lights.
They're
Don't
they're
come on.
meant for a house, yeah. So I was like, put this up, man, like for sure.
Yeah, we always like camping because when we get out of the van to go to the bathroom at the night, the whole campsite will be illuminated from the lights.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, so I just wanted to get some advice from y'all because you guys have been, every time I think we've been hanging out, I'm always like, I have terrible mobile, and you guys are in there streaming and living the good life. So, any advice? Like you guys are Oh no, we lost them.
No. Speaking of,
Well, we lost them, and they'll come back. But in the meantime, let's shout out to some kooks out here. We got Lee. Shout out to Steven Donovan. If you guys haven't pulled out your F pole V yet, you guys just aren't getting the good shots.
yeah, they make a great flagpole for the Kookz too. So if you want a big flagpole, that's where you get it from.
But it looks like we're gonna bring them back in.
Yay, they're
Don't
coming
worry,
back.
guys. Technical difficulties, but we got an amazing technical scene here on the back stage of the Vankookz running it. But yeah, we got other van lifers here in the chat. We got Steven Donovan, entrepreneur running his company out of his business. So check that out, FPOV. And we're back. And we are back.
We are
live
back.
with the Vankookz.
Perfect timing. That just went out right when you were talking about like reception.
I know, that's so funny. That actually made me giggle.
So yeah, we were kind of losing you up to that point. It was a little choppy, but maybe we got you guys back now.
Yeah.
But what's your secret? What do you got? Like Verizon or?
Yeah. So I have AT&T, and so far, like I used to have Verizon when I was in the military, and like literally, I would cross countries from like Atlanta or Florida, like all the way to San Diego, and like I would have reception like everywhere I went with Verizon. But AT&T is a little bit more affordable, and I pretty much have reception wherever we need to have reception, and then also we just got this WeBoost, the 4G drive. I think that's what it's called. Let me look at it one more time. WeBoost Drive 4G X. We got that for Walmart.
You notice that works? Whoa, Walmart.
Yeah, so yeah, we didn't know that work.com had it either. I was like, yeah, I just typed in WeBoost and it was like right there. But
and Freecampsitesnet, you can see what the signal is like at the campsite.
yeah.
Enjoy the journey, Matt. He told us about
Oh yeah,
Roam, I think is the
Free
app,
Roam.
Free Roam.
Mm-hmm.
And that one has like an overlay that you can lay whatever service yours is, and it'll show you if the campsite that you're going to has service or not. Yeah,
Wow,
that one's a good one too. Yeah. And
that
that one, yeah, Free Roam is an interesting, cool one that I don't think a lot of people use. I think there's like some community aspect in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, there's, I don't know.
It is really legit.
Yeah.
We use the T-Mobile, and we have something called the High Boost, and the High Boost works. The T-Mobile does not. Terrible mobile. Got that from you guys.
Yeah,
But yeah, we inquired at Verizon yesterday. We were like, we can't even stream live. Like, what's happening? And also, I wanted to, we're following the Coach Chris Inspires Instagram, and we see you guys getting it every morning.
We've seen it.
And just to let you guys know the level that these guys get it, we were in Mexico and we're out in the beach, and Chris goes, "Yeah, I think I'm going to swim to that island." And I'm like, it was far away. I was like,
Damn.
"Boy, I see what level you're on."
Yeah.
I just destroyed my morning routine. So what's the Adventure Island morning routine looking like these days?
Oh, these days it's as soon as we wake up, it's time to go outside. So
Beverage first.
yeah. Oh yeah, we get our hot bev going on to warm up in the wintertime. Get the tea going, get the coffee. Yeah, there it is. And then after that, we go outside, go for a walk. Um, After the walk is probably when I'll like start exercising or I'll stretch or I'll read. It's one of those two. And then
Sometimes you meditate.
yeah, meditate. I'll just go outside and just meditate, enjoy some me time.
But I wait to work out during the winter at the hottest part of the day
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, it's hard in the
Yeah.
winter, man.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the summer, van life, you're like,
Yeah.
and then in the winter,
All
you're
the
like, what am I
Yeah,
doing?
all the solars. It's easy.
Yeah, the solar too. So we got some
Mhm.
kooks chiming in. They say they use a combination of Verizon and AT&T. Someone's got AT&T commercial.
Hmm.
And then we got a
Wow.
question. Do you have meetups with other communities, like people who live in shuttle buses or schoolies, or is it looked at separately? I'll let you
Yeah.
guys take that.
Yeah, we have meetups. Let's say, yeah, like,
Yeah, pretty much everybody just hangs out with everybody. Like if you can make it and if you can
Yeah.
hang, then it's like we're hanging out. Like that's pretty because I mean we've camped out with people in like runners, we've camped out with people in school buses, so
like Callie and her four.
yeah, backs Cali, yeah.
And then I brought him to the end. It wasn't built to have
Yeah.
like
Great build, complete builds, yeah.
anybody. If you're living tiny, like
If you want a set of wheels.
it's like instant van tour, please. Like, I'll show you mine, you show me yours.
Yeah.
And then we got someone says they're using Mophie 4500, which is the best. Like, I'm not even familiar with what the
Yeah.
Mophie is.
Yeah, look that up.
We're learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Lee says he wants an inspiring speech like from Descend on Ben.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
so
mean-
on the spot. That was funny.
I mean, how about Descend on Ben? I mean, you guys made the epic journey to get there. Like,
Yeah.
what was it like? You guys got there and it was just awesome. Like, just kind of explain what that was all about.
Oh yeah, the Descend on drive. Yeah, we left from what, Northern California? Yeah,
at
remote.
like 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m. to try to get there in like the middle of the afternoon, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But it was
windy. It wasn't no straight. You couldn't take it was no like straight path to like Bend, Oregon. It was like go like this for 7 hours and
we were 2 off the 5. It was
Yeah.
more time to like backtrack, but
mhm.
I mean, Descend
Yeah.
it was the best meetup like I've been to.
It was
would
yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
no,
our
Yeah.
it's a
first
good
meetup
time.
first
Yeah.
overnight together.
That was hands down the best van gathering. I just call it a gathering.
Kook
That-
Village.
Kook's Village. That was legendary. The Kook's Village, like
Yeah,
I
it
still
really
talk
came
about it,
together.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that was such a fun time. Everyone with
Yeah.
like the whole stage and everything that we had back there and the
Yeah.
talent show where you gave your inspirational speech. It was just so fun.
yeah,
It was so fun that like none of us really like documented it as much as I think some of the Descend on Ben people were like, hey, like, why didn't you guys film any of that? Like, we would have loved to
I know.
like share that or whatever. And we're like, I don't know.
no
We were just
exclusive.
so, like,
Exclusive.
yeah. You gotta be
like,
there.
we did the card readings with everybody. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. It was
you just had to be there.
I bought that deck of cards after that. I was like, that was cool. I want to look at these cards all the time. They have such a good inspirational message.
Yeah,
There we go.
I don't think
There's
anybody knew how epic it was going to be. The Descend on Ben, especially like because what was crazy was like Descend on Ben was epic within itself, but there was also like Kook at Descend on Ben, which like made it because it was like we met a lot of people, but we also met people strictly inside of Kook Village, like and
then
that
we
was
met people
yeah.
we knew on the internet had
Yeah.
never met like in
first
real
time
life.
meeting Lee, first time seeing Neil, like
And then
yeah.
Dynamo Ultima.
Yeah, I know. It was finally
Yeah, it was
a place where you got to like meet all these people that like some of your friends know. You know, it's like, whoa, we're all here together. Like we're all existing and doing our favorite life together.
Yeah, and like
and how nobody has signal.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. And to answer that last question, like a lot of people think like Descend on Ben is like this Westie event while they make it look like that here on their Instagram profile. Like it's everyone. It's just like you said.
Oh, yeah.
If you make it, you're there.
Yeah,
you know,
if you're in
you're
a tent.
accepted.
Yeah.
It was everything there.
Yeah.
We saw ambulances, like vintage ambulances. Like,
yeah, truck
everything.
campers. Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, there was like
all
that
kinds of
school
stuff.
bus that was playing
school buses.
loud music. Yeah.
Yeah, no, if anyone out there, you guys got to get to Descend on Ben. But we'll jump into some questions because they're coming in. I was just so trailed with the Descend on Ben stuff. So Lee coming in with the questions. Thanks so much for being here, Lee. We love you, bro. He says, what's your favorite part? What's your least favorite part about living in a van?
Favorite part is the amount of creativity. For me, what's your favorite part?
Like the not so heard of destination. I new places. I would say my least favorite is filling up water.
The groceries and water.
Yeah. You're like, we have to leave now because we're out of water.
Like, oh, field trip's over. Like,
Lee's got a few for you. He says, what's your biggest challenge and how has living in a van impacted your life?
These are good ones, Lee.
I guess biggest challenge is just what's the biggest challenge being in the van? Repairs. Like when things break down and it's you're no longer just like chilling. Like I guess because in your house, like you don't have to worry about like an alternator or a starter or something like that. I guess keeping up with maintenance, even though you're not necessarily doing too much, is one challenge.
Oh, and then we yeah, no, I agree. Because when you break down, like your life stops. You're all of a sudden like, where are we gonna stay? Because we broke down after Descend on Ben, and we had a we were in Jamie's tent, like
with Lynn's sleeping bag. Like everyone was. It was the most fortuitous timing that we broke down. Like all the Kookz were around. They're like Jamie was like, he gave us a little package with like a shovel and some toilet paper and a tent and all these things because he knew we didn't have our van. And then Lynn gave us like sleeping bags and we cooked with Neil. It was just like the best experience you could ask for, but it doesn't always go that way.
Yeah, we were lucky. We would have literally been like on the streets if it wasn't Descend on Ben and the whole crew wasn't there. So we got John. He wants to know, what did you guys use for AC in Baja?
Doors open.
Doors open, and I wouldn't say it didn't get that hot that often when we were down there. Only when we were like in the East Cape did it got a little spicy on some of the days. But makeshift a shade, sit in the shade and catch the breeze pretty much.
Yeah, I think we went at a good time too. Like we were pushing on it becoming summer, but we were still there during like winter, spring.
Yeah, if you go to Baja in the winter,
turned into 3 months.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, Baja in the wintertime, you don't really need AC, but you might need shade and just open your door. But like, I remember when we were when we were getting the roof racks done, and like we would go inside of you guys' van because like we have like windows all around. And we went to use you guys' van. I was like, oh my god, it's like an igloo. Like it's just, like it was, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no, the
interested to see
windows.
the moon shade though,
Yeah.
because it
Oh,
keeps
yeah.
having
Yeah,
like
I was
warning out.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I was just gonna mention, like, you guys have got a pretty pimped out campsite. Like,
I know
you
you
want
guys
to just
do.
go through some like things you're bringing down to Baja and like why you brought. I mean, just kind of why, just all the cool stuff you guys had. Your campsite looked really cool the other day on Instagram, and I was jealous.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it started off, we didn't get this like overnight. Like we did not order some like pimp my van package on Amazon. This is all like full disclaimer, this is a 3-year process. And but I
That's what
would
we always tell
definitely,
people.
yeah, we're definitely bringing that rug. I mean, everything you see right there, like the rug, the hammock, the moonshade.
And then the hammock packs down into, it's like it comes apart, the frame, but it's really
Yeah.
sturdy.
Yeah, like we only bring like camping equipment and like self-recovery equipment. Like, the only thing that you don't see is like you don't see the shovel, max tracks, toe strap. Yeah, that's our self-recovery gear for the most
And it
part.
all gets used.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes,
it
of
is.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think I'd stress like bring all the cool stuff to Baja because you're going to be chilling and see they got the hammock, the awning, like they're ready. Like
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
going with them. They
Yeah.
got the bike rack now. I'm just
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
we learned from you guys.
you
Like,
guys are
yo,
pimps.
load that thing up and just because it's so isolated and dispersed that you know, and how when you were at that Bahia de Concepcion campsite, you all were able to like paddle to Wi-Fi, which was like super cool.
Yeah, you guys going to get any inflatable sups or anything like that?
We're
Uh,
we're thinking we're
yeah,
thinking
Spirit?
about it. We're trying to see if we want like a kayak or a sup. So I don't know.
yeah, we're leaning
I
more towards a sup, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
we use the sup and we both just sit on it, and sometimes we just like I even have like the double-sided kayak paddle, and we'll just sit on it, and we barely ever
okay,
inflate our kayak. We love the sup.
Yeah.
It's way more portable too. It's way smaller when it folds up.
yeah.
The inflatable ones,
It's like
those things are
backpack
legit.
size. Yeah.
And get your spear gun, maybe. Yeah, you thinking of that?
Oh yeah, spear gun if you want to get some like, but I don't know. It's like you could get a spear gun, or you could just camp out at a campsite where the fishermen pull up. So you can
Yeah.
Yeah.
they'll do all the work for you. Yeah,
They'll fillet it for you if you ask.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely bring some kind of like water toy, sure, if you're going down to Mexico, like you going down to Baja, like
Honestly, even a floaty, like one of those
yeah,
like huge pool floaties that you see for spring break, because like you can anchor it and just be chilling in the water.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, that's true. I remember you guys are out there on your float. It helps
yeah.
for snorkeling too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you had a good technique where you just lay across your floaty and have the like snorkel on.
All right, we got JJ. Shout out to the headliner. Yeah, thanks guys.
It's right there.
All you kooks out there, the Vankookz got their first ever media release. And man, did they just let us really,
Take up the whole page.
yeah, look at that. We feel honored. So they even put a bunch of life in New Mexico, have a van, will travel. Yeah, so thanks, JJ. We were pretty stoked to see that. We thought they were just going to give us this little sliver, and then we opened up the paper and we were like,
That's
what?
us.
Day's asking, do people take their vans overseas and is it expensive to ship? Yes, people do this. Our buddy shipped a van from Germany back here, and I don't think it was that expensive. I think it was only like $1,000.
We should get him on the show.
We
and
got
ask
someone
Yeah.
Our Doc RV show says hello from Siberia. So
Whoa.
that's like the part
Hey.
you've ever read.
Stay warm. Stay warm. I don't know what the temperature is.
Yeah, I know, right? We're over here talking about winter. He's like, get real.
And then
Yeah.
the expanding explorers, our good friends, say they were just wondering where we were at, and where both of us were at the moment. So we're here. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and these guys are out in the desert.
In Joshua Tree, right?
Yeah, we're at Joshua Tree.
Yes, it is online.
I believe the thing is online. I could try to figure out a way to link it, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it because we're just going to be on for a couple more minutes here. Oh, where's that quote? And I lost my sheet.
It's okay. We got time.
Yeah.
We got time.
Okay, so we always like to end with 5 questions. And
Okay.
so,
We could end with his quote.
oh, before we start, I totally missed this. This is how you guys end the book, and we'll end the live with this. Then I'll do the 5 questions. So you guys said, trust the process. Like, what is that all about?
Yeah, so with goals, there's 2 types of goals. There's process goals and there's progress goals. And a progress goal is like the end result. And so like let's say for instance, you have a goal where you want to travel or something. So like the progress goal, the end goal is like, oh, I made it to my destination. But the process is everything that takes those steps that take you to get to that like final step. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna work on, for our progress goal was we wanted to complete the van build so we could be nomadic again. And to make that happen, we had to have process goals. Like, all right, every day we get up, we need to devote, over 85% of our energy like towards van building, because it won't happen, just watching a YouTube video and being like, one day, like, so yeah, being able to just really implement and like stick to a process, like be addicted to the goal that helps you achieve your goal. Like, I guess, yeah, being addicted to like waking up to get that morning. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I read something the other day. It was like, your dream should get you to be what puts you to bed at night and what wakes you up every day in the morning to jump right out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lee, there was your inspirational speech. I hope you made it here there. Like, you're like, I can't go skydiving.
And I like that you said basically all the ways that things. I mean, when that into the background things that are made on you focus, you're not focusing on them, and you thought about who would I be without, or who would I be if I trusted the process. You would probably just do the process, like I really love that trust the process, because it really realigns your focus to be able to progress towards your goals.
Yeah,
love it, Chris.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
Chris, that was great. I'm so glad you did that, because I was going to try to somehow squeeze some inspiration out of you, and you did it right there. So that's Coach Chris Inspires, guys. You got to check him out on Instagram, and I put all the links in the show notes, I believe, of the socials for these guys. So I got them up right here. Adventure Allens. They just got this website going. They have what we've been talking about for the last hour. They got their Want to Live in a Van guide. And so, yeah, if you guys want to get more information on how to live this lifestyle, if you are a dreamer and spectator curious about life on the road but don't know where to start, this is a great place to start.
They pack a lot in 32 pages. A lot.
Yeah, so
it is way more value than $7, but
it's all the things we wish we knew 5 years ago, like before we started van life. It's great.
Yeah, you guys did, and like we said, we've been quoting it all night. So.
So 5 questions.
So we'll jump to these 5 questions, and we'll let everyone know where to get more. So, who of the 2 of you is the better navigator?
Taylor. For sure. Taylor.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Who usually drives?
Me, for sure.
Chris, it's with
Yeah.
recently since we've been in the van, but Chris mainly, but he asked me to drive. I'm not like no, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen you drive the whip around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big Tay whips. Yeah, she so trips. So like sometimes it's 100% Taylor and Chris is somewhere else. So
Who is the better cook?
this one for sure.
yeah.
I'll burn something real quick. I'll
Chef
burn
Taylor.
some water.
That's me. I'm good with the ingredients,
Yeah.
and he has to cook
Dan-
it. I'm
Danny-
like, hi, I need it now.
Danny's the chef, and I'm the cook. You know?
Yeah.
She owns the business. I just work for
Sorry, you just do the
her.
I do the cooking and he does the cooking.
I always see you guys on Instagram exercising those dogs. So who actually walks the dogs more?
Dogs walk. Dogs walk. Yeah, dogs walk.
The other way around.
Yeah, that's why we got bicycles, because I'm tired of walking. Because they would just like, we would go for 4 mile walk, and they're like, you ready to do it again? And I'm like, bro, like, too much energy. Yeah, so yeah, we got the low impact, got the wheels going, and yeah, it's more like we call it an anchor, because they're just going, like, especially
we have
Chief.
the brakes.
Yeah, we just press on the brakes. So yeah.
There you go. So the dogs walk you guys, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you guys got the van build kind of like ours, where like someone really can't sleep in. And like in our case, I'm always sleeping in, and the van doesn't function as well. So who's sleeping in over at the Adventure Island household and keeping the van flow messed up?
Yeah, Taylor's sleeping in for sure. Yeah.
But with the
it's
van
me.
like this, we can keep the van in bed mode, and it still functions. The dogs can get in and out, and like Chris can walk out the door. And it doesn't block too many things.
Yeah, and we got the outdoor
Nice.
space set up, so I just roll outside, and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't need anything else. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you guys do have a good setup with the kitchen in the back. You can just go out the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I sleep in, and Danny's like, "Get up! It's time to use the van." But just we want to give you guys a big thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, it was so fun hanging out with you guys. We haven't seen you in so long.
And if you guys just kind of want to tell people where they can find you and get more info.
Yeah, for all exclusive stuff, you can go to our website, adventureislands.com. If you want a lot of behind the scenes Adventure Island stuff, follow Big Tay Lifestyle. If you want to know what goes down behind the lens, you want to see some of that stuff go down.
Yeah, and check out our stories, Instagram.
Yeah.
That's where you can really get to know who we are.
Yeah, some posts when we get to them, for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find us right now. Just the Instagram, the website, and we have some YouTube videos.
I was gonna mention that.
We haven't released yet.
Okay.
We have a YouTube channel. Our website will take YouTube channel as well. Use Taking Adventures on YouTube, and we should pop up. So
Okay. Right on. Well, there's the website, guys. It's looking nice, and I highly recommend you go to this page right now. I'll even throw it in there. adventureislands.com. And everyone in the live chat, big thanks for showing up. We had another solid turnout. So like I said, we're competing with NFL football out there and other Sunday night programming. So the smartest people in the world have made it to the Vankookz Live, and give yourself a pat on the back because you are a genius.
Hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. And I'm just gonna go ahead and sign you guys off. But we'll have you back. We're gonna try to run this for a while, and we're gonna throw it all into a podcast form too. So that's coming soon.
Sweet. Yeah.
And the podcast.
Actually, Kevin, I think I might need your help with something. We would make a second book, but I feel like we would need you all's assistance with this. We want to make a survival guide, but I feel like between the two of us, like we've broken down pretty much like almost any and everything. Just some kind of like a van life, like mechanically inclined survival guide, like things that you wish you would know before you speak to a mechanic or something. We'll brainstorm it, but I'm just pitching it out there right now. Like Kevin, because you have some stuff, a lot of stuff about sprinters and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't know about that kind of struggle, but yeah, that's good to know. And yeah, no, the sprinter people, they have their ups and downs, but
yeah, and we're down to collab.
Yeah, we're always down. So just yeah, we'll be in touch.
Okay, cool.
But thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun, and thank you guys, everyone in the chat, for saying what's up to
shout out everybody
everyone
in the chat.
Yeah.
Give yourself
All right.
Yeah.
Well, see you, Kookz, later. Thanks for tuning in, and for all of your van life worries, we got you guys covered. Vankookz.com. Adventure before dementia.
Welcome to the School of Van Life.
Don't forget. So yeah, we got tons of stuff on the website. If you guys are out there building your van, we got these free guides. We released the Baja guide. So it's basically just ready for you to show up and look at all the beautiful content. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me get you back. Always a pleasure to chat with all you guys. We will definitely be back next week. We got Steven Free Tired. His van tour basically is how our channel took off. So we will have him on next week. So thanks for watching, and ciao.
Bye, guys. See you, Kookz.